Today, I'm staying in one of the most remote Airbnbs in the UK. 500 miles, travelling on trains, boats, and walking through some of the most beautiful Scottish Highlands to reach my destination, a remote, rugged peninsula in the West Highlands of Scotland, which is often called Britain's last true wilderness. Come with me on this epic adventure. Well, the first part of my journey is going to be from London, and we've got to get up to Scotland. So I thought I would take the overnight Caledonian Sleeper. Now, I've actually done a review on this train before, and actually I'll link the video at the end. But I'm on my way to Fort William. It's just after 8 o'clock. The train leaves at about 8:20. It's around about a 14-hour train trip up there. Hopefully I can get some sleep, get some food on the train before we continue our journey. Let's get on. It's tighter than I remember, especially with a big backpack on. Last time I did this, I actually had a double bed. This time though, I'm going for bunk beds. Not quite sure whether the top or the bottom is better. There is a shower and toilet in there. I've got a sink, some amenities. This cost me around about £350. The price doesn't include dinner, but it does include a Scottish breakfast in the morning. So it's 418 miles to go until we get to Fort William in Scotland at the foot of Ben Nevis. I'll see you in the morning. Morning. Well, covered a lot of distance overnight. Look at the view outside. As I was walking to the train, one of the taglines was drift off in London and wake up in Scotland. I would love it if that was the case. I've done a few sleeper trains. As you know, I don't sleep very well on sleeper trains. Do let me know in the comments if you've ever done the Caledonian Sleeper and you actually had a good night's sleep. I think the train moves around so much, it's so noisy, it is quite difficult. Well, 14 hours later, and I've arrived in Scotland. I'll put a link to the video that I did on this a couple of years ago now at the end of the video. Again, I didn't have any hot water on there, so I couldn't have a shower. I was a little bit disappointed. However, the breakfast was quite nice. It was actually hotter than it was the last time I travelled on this train. So I've got about an hour till my next train. Then it's hopping on a ferry, and then about a 2-mile walk until I get to this Airbnb. Let's go grab a coffee. Well, a quick change of train here at Fort William. Ben Nevis in front of me, the gateway to the Highlands. Let's continue.
The train now arriving on platform 1 is a 12:18 ScotRail service to Mallaig.
This part of the trip is considered the UK's most scenic train journey. It takes around about an hour and 40 minutes through the beautiful Scottish Highlands, the Glenfinnan Viaduct, which you might remember from the movie Harry Potter. And people from all around the world come here every day to look at the trains that pass over it. Right, just got to jump on a ferry now. Got to find it first. There's a lot of people on this train. There is limited seating inside, but there's like 50 runners that are coming on board as well, so it's going to get pretty busy. I don't think it's normally this busy. I'm looking on my sat nav. I think I've got about an hour and about 30, maybe 40 minutes to walk this way. Let's go. Just got to make sure I check the ferry times for going back, actually. Well, it's a nice day for it. The sun's come out, so it should be a really nice walk. It's actually saying 1 hour and 45 minutes. So beautiful. Look at those little houses over there. Is this bridge safe? I hope so. Mixture of bits of wood, steel. It's done the job though, innit? Don't you love the slate roof? Look at that. All hand done as well. That must have taken ages. Is this like abandoned in here? Don't think there's anyone living in there. What a view they would have had though. Can't begin to tell you just how quiet this is. And now that I've actually got off the ferry, I think I've only seen one person. There's one way to park your bike. So where I'm staying, now this might not look like much of a beach, but where I'm staying has a pretty nice beach. It is literally just around that corner. To get to it, we've got to go over the heath basically, and we should be there in 1 hour and 40 minutes. Crazy to think, just between those two islands there's nothing but the Atlantic over towards Canada and the southern tip of Greenland. Crazy. And I think I can go down this path here. Bit of a boggy walk, but definitely the quickest. Go over this bridge. Sure I'm going the right way. I hope I am. It's late April and it's surprisingly nice and warm. I can see a bench. I haven't sat down in ages. Taking the view. Oh, that feels so good. The hosts of the Airbnb actually live close by, or I'm in the annex or something like that. And because this is just literally out in the middle of nowhere, you've got to bring all your food and drink with you. But they did kindly offer to get some food and drink for me rather than me carrying it all the way here. I could have come by taxi. They even offered to pick me up, but I mean, I had to walk it. Going by car, I wouldn't have seen this view. I didn't think I'd ever make it.
Sorry.
Whew.
But I think it's because of photos and things, or?
Yeah, definitely. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Roland, hello. Hello.
Yeah,
the sign, the sign, and I was loosely following the path. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, because we had since the last week, now a week is okay, but before that, for a month, oh, it was so wet.
I bet it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was so wet. Guests, if you have just a rucksack, so they do it. Most of my guests for the B&B, they do it walking. But of course, if you do it this way the first time, takes everybody much longer.
It does.
If they mostly go late back, it's maybe more straightforward. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is where I'm going to be staying. Little chalet. There's 2 bedrooms upstairs and a bathroom, living room and kitchen. Let's have a look around. Honestly, the views that you have from upstairs are pretty nice, but the best views are actually in the bed and breakfast part, which I'll show you in just a little minute. I've got a fireplace here if I want it, and look at this, old school. There's so many DVDs here. Some people like this, some people don't, but when you stay in an Airbnb, you've got other people's choice of furniture and music taste. Glee. It's a Christmas CD. I've got some playing cards. I've got loads of books if I want to read as well. And look at that CD player. Old-fashioned kettle to make some tea. I've got some tea and coffee in there as well. So that was where I got dropped off, and I walked all the way around here to get to where we are right now. It's got a really nice beach, which I'll show you in the morning. I've got some maps, got a guest book. All right, just before I go and check out upstairs, I just want to say big thanks to today's video sponsor, Saily. If you're like me and traveling a lot, staying connected is one of the most important things. Whether it's Europe, America, Asia, staying connected is one of the biggest headaches. Roaming charges, trying to find an eSIM at the airport. That's why I always use Saily. Saily is an eSIM app brought to you by the creators of NordVPN. Instead of buying eSIMs in every country, all you need to do is download the app once. You pick your data plan, and that's pretty much it. So say for example, next week, I'm gonna go on holiday and I'm gonna go to Spain. All I need to do, choose Spain, and then choose my data plan. And then as soon as I land, I'm online. I've found using this on multiple trips just so easy, and it's one less headache you need to worry about. If you've got a holiday or a trip coming up soon, don't forget to use the link in the description. You can scan this QR code on the screen now, or use the link saily.com/Tim. I've also got a discount on there too. Thanks to Saily for sponsoring another video. Right, let's go upstairs. A picture of the wildlife. And the sunset, wow. This reminds me of the beach house that I stayed in Great Yarmouth. So it's 2 bedrooms up here. So I prefer this room where I'm going to be staying. Obviously it's just me here, so they've laid up just 1 bed. But kind of cozy in here. I've got a writing desk. Got a bathroom, ensuite, toilet, sink and a bath, and a shower as well. I mean, all right, it's a little bit dated, but I didn't choose this Airbnb because of what it looked like, even though I knew it was going to be nice. Obviously, I picked it is because it's one of the most remote here in the UK, so I thought I've got to come and try it out. So I can come in here for tea and coffee. Look at this, fully loaded. And an honesty bar. This is a nice space. Look at it. I think I'm in this is the gift shop, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I just want to show you the view out of this window though. You can see down to the beach, look at that. Full-on snooker table as well. Well, there's always going to be something to read. There's nobody staying in this part of the bed and breakfast tonight. I believe they are staying in here tomorrow night, so it's quite nice to go and have a bit of a nose before they come in. Time for a cup of tea with the old-fashioned kettle. Oh, I can't beat that first cup of tea in the morning. I slept like a baby last night. It was so quiet, and all I could hear was just the gentle trickling of the stream, which really sent me to sleep. It's a nice sunny morning, so I'm going to show you the beach because it is pretty cool. And remember, Scotland does have, and the Outer Hebrides has some of the best beaches in the world. Pure white sand, apparently. So I'll see if that's true down there. We also might rent a bike to have a look around too. Wow, check out the beach down there. Look how beautiful this is. It's like a little sunbed here. So I'm in the annex, but that part that I checked out yesterday is the old chapel. How clear the water is. I think the tide is starting to come back in actually, so I better be careful. Apart from the hosts, there is literally nobody else around. I've got this whole beach to myself. If only I'd have bought my swimming shorts, I could have gone for a swim. I feel what the temperature's like. As expected, it's pretty chilly. But look at that. But between those two islands, looking out to the vast Atlantic Ocean. By the way, if you are liking the video, please do make sure you do give it a big thumbs up. And there is still a lot of you that watch the videos that are still not yet subscribed. So if you see the subscribe button and you haven't clicked it, make sure you do. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so let's go for a little bike ride with the bike that the owner has very kindly given me. It's an electric bike, it's got big chunky wheels, and it's perfect for going on these roads, which are a little bit challenging to say the least. The last time I went on a bike like this, going on these kind of roads, was actually in Gran Canaria, and it does remind me of Gran Canaria a little bit. Tell you what, going on an e-bike makes going up a hill a dream-ish. Before some of you in the comments moan that I'm not wearing a helmet, he did offer me a helmet, but unfortunately it was just a little bit too small. I've also got to be careful on these roads because cars can come round here quite quickly. I noticed that yesterday when I was walking. All right, there's not that many cars around. Apparently there's only around about 40 cars, so I better just keep an ear out. Nice cappuccino, and of course I had to go for a Scottish Tunnocks caramel, the chocolate marshmallow. Being in a very remote area of the Scottish Highlands, I have been very lucky with the weather. The host was telling me that for the past few weeks it's been non-stop wind and rain, and they've had a lot of late season snow here too, and they don't normally get snow that often. The temperature feels like about 20 degrees, and when I'm on the bike the air is warm. It is really lovely, and when you get a sun trap like this, whew, it's a bit too hot. Should have put a t-shirt on. But I know I've said this a lot in the video, but what an incredible view. Let's have a quick look in the post office.
On the book you have before.
gift shop. So I've left my bike down there because there's a chapel just up here which apparently is worth having a look at. Just got to get up this first. I didn't expect to see so many lizards up in the Scottish Highlands, but I've seen loads around here. It didn't look that high from down there, but as I'm getting further up it is. Crazy to think they brought all this stone up here, or maybe got it from lying around, I don't know, but worth the trek. Wow. Alright, so it's not a chapel, it's a monument. We can actually go inside. There's nothing in here. Looks like someone's had a candle there before. Only took about 10 minutes getting up this hill. But again, coming up here though, you get a view like that. Being in the Highlands of Scotland on the west coast, I got very lucky with the weather because it can be quite wet and very windy here. The landscape is truly amazing. This place is completely off-grid. And something that, well, I didn't really get used to was the colour of the water. Now, I decided to run a bath last night and was a bit surprised to see brown water. I googled it, and after chatting to the host, I realised that brown water is a thing here in the Highlands of Scotland. It's called peaty water. It's to do with the peat bogs that you see around here and obviously how they get their water. Apparently it's safe to drink. It doesn't taste very nice. Certainly been an experience. It took me from London to get here around about 22 hours. If you like this slightly different video, why not check this out where the sun doesn't set? Or you can check out my review of the Caledonian Sleeper, which is on the screen now. Give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe. I'll see you next time.